everyone and welcome to today's video. We have started off a little bit differently, but don't get too excited. I'm sorry, it's not another vlog. Today I'm going to take you along as I make some conditioner bars or some solid conditioner bars. I do have to make just a very small batch of these just to top up my shelves. I've got two different fragrances to make up, but this is also the recipe that I am sharing over on the Create with Soy and Shea Patreon page. So if you do want to get your hands on this recipe, come and join us at the $5 and above levels. This recipe will be available at that $5 level for all of this month, December, and then throughout January and February, and then from March 2021 it will be available in the $10 tier. And then in 6 months' time, it will then move up into the next tier from that as well. As an added bonus, because we are so close to Christmas, if you are joining up at that $5 level, I am also bringing the shampoo bar recipe from out of the $10 level and bringing it into the $5 level just for the month of December. So you can come and join up and get both the shampoo and the conditioner recipe as well. But I am going to get stuck into making these conditioner bars. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is weigh out all of my hard waxes here. We have got a bit of conditioning wax to go in first, because that is, after all, what we are making. Next, I'm going to add in a wax which is just going to help to set this up and harden it, and it also has some other qualities in there as well, which I do share with on the recipe. So now that we've got the conditioner and the hardening waxes in here, I'm also going to add in my oils. So I've got 3 in here, which are all hair loving oils, and I do actually use argan oil in this one as well, which is super good for the hair. You don't need much in the way of oils in here because we really don't want to have an oily residue on our hair, but we do want to add that slight moisturizing quality for the hair as well. Alright, so now that we've got all of those ingredients in here, I'm going to melt this down. Alright, so when you are heating up these waxes, you do not want to overheat them. You can do it in the microwave, but you need to make sure that you are doing it in short bursts and stirring it constantly, because sometimes it looks like it's melted it hasn't melted down, but it actually has, and you keep warming it up and you end up overheating it. So you have to be really careful if you're going to do that in the microwave. I like to do mine in a double boiler so that I'm not overheating the ingredients. Also with the oils that I'm adding in, some of them, like the argan oil, are quite luxurious oils, and I don't want to damage it by overheating it. So I'm going to go and pop it into my double boiler. Alright, so I'm going to leave it in there for about 10 to 15 minutes, giving it a stir every so often until it is all melted down. Alright, so while that is gently melting down, I am going to weigh out all of the extra little goodies that I am putting into here. Now, I will also just admit I completely forgot. I usually put my vitamin E in with that oil phase as well, so I have just gone ahead and added that in there too. Now, into my little container here, I have got some extra vitamins to go in here, which will really help give the hair a little bit of shine and luster, and also promote a little bit of hair growth with some luck there. Okay, so now I'm just going to wait for that to all melt down, and then we'll come back and we will combine it all together. Alright, so this is all melted down nicely, just taking its temperature. I'm sitting at about 69-70 degrees, so I know I haven't overheated my oils, I haven't overheated the waxes or anything else. It's now time to add in the colour, additives, and get it into the moulds. I do like to add just a little bit of colour into my conditioner bars, mainly so I know which ones are which once I've got them all poured out, so I know which ones to put in which containers. So I'm just going to add my mica. I'm going to add it directly in here because mica is oil soluble, so we will pop it in there to get a nice colour. give that a little bit of a stir. You do need to work quite quickly with these. As they start to drop down into the sort of 60 degrees, these waxes will start to set back up again. So let's give that a bit of a stir. Pretty pleased with that colour. I'm now going to add in all of my other additives. Get them in there. And give it a good stir, and then I'm going to pour it into my moulds. Whenever I am actually making my conditioner bars, I work in relatively small batches because this does set up so quickly. So usually the most I ever make at a time is 10 per fragrance, and I do each of my fragrance separately, again due to the fact of how quickly this one actually sets up, because I don't want to have to keep remelting in between my pouring time. So that is just one little tip when you are making your conditioner bars. Just going to grab myself a tray, and I've got my moulds here. These make a really nice sort of size conditioner bar, and tear that out. Right, so that's all nicely teared out, and let's start getting these poured in here. Just giving it a quick spurt with some rubbing alcohol, similar to when you do melt and pour. If you've got any bubbles that have formed, I usually get a couple of bubbles on the last couple. Just give it a quick spritz with some rubbing alcohol. If it evaporates, but it will burst all of those bubbles. So now that I have got all of those poured, I'm going to go and make my next lot up and get that one all into the molds. These really aren't going to take very long to set up, so I will then be back and show you how I package these. Alright, so it has been 24 hours since I actually made these. These honestly don't need that long to set up, but the neighbours just across the street from us, they were getting a fence moved forward yesterday, and as I went to mould them and package them up, they got the jackhammers out, so I had to leave it until today. They pop out of any of the silicone moulds really cleanly and easily, so these are a really good recipe for using in your silicone moulds. I will leave a search link down in the description box for these moulds that I use. I get them from off AliExpress. Can't give you the exact seller that I actually use because they often actually change these sort of links where their products are, and you have to constantly actually go searching for them every time you want them. So I'll leave you a search link for this particular mould, and then you can choose which seller that you would want to actually buy from. You can also often find them over on Amazon as well. I'm going to finish getting these ones all popped out. These are the Sweet Darkness ones that I did, but I'm going to finish getting them all popped out of these molds, and then I wrap mine up in some biodegradable film just to keep them nice and clean and hygienic and dust free. So we'll go and do that once I've got them all popped out. Okay, so I do get a lot of questions about this particular shrink wrap machine. This is the National Shrink Wrap System. So it comes with that wand that's not attached like you find the impulse sealers. It is so much easier and quicker, more efficient to use than an impulse sealer. The only place you can purchase them is from the US, from National Shrink Wrap directly. But trust me, if you are in Australia, this is well worth the investment. You can also only get, as far as I have found in terms of Australia, you can only get this biodegradable film through them as well. I've not found anyone here in Australia that actually stocks it, or at least not anyone in Australia that wants to deal with a small business. But even though it is, you have to get it shipped over and everything, it really is not that expensive to use in the long run. It is actually cheaper than using any of the shrink wrap bags, and it is of course biodegradable. Now, even though I am putting this in shrink film, I actually don't shrink these down. This is purely to keep them nice and clean and hygienic, and I just figured it was easier to do it this way than trying to put them into cellophane bags. So once I get these all actually sealed up, let's get that one. I think I need to put a new wire into my my shrink wrap here. Just having trouble at this one end, which usually means you need a new wire in it. Now that I've got that done, I can actually take my gloves off to make this bit a bit easier. I have got, that's the wrong sticker sheet, I have got these, and it's just to let people know that they are in a plant-based biodegradable film. And it sounds like the other neighbours are now having more work done on their house. It's been really, really noisy here for the last few weeks. I have to now go and get some more of these printed up, but once we've done that, we'll go and pop these into the boxes. Alright, so now we are ready to box these up. So I've got them all done. These are my boxes. They come flat packed. You can pick these up on Amazon, eBay or AliExpress, and you just look for Craft box. That's K-R-A-F-T, Craft box, and they'll come up in lots of different sizes, so you can get the one that is most suited to your product. So I'm going to start constructing these up and putting the labels on. So these are my labels here. Now I always get lots and lots and lots of questions about my labeling, and especially since I got my latest printer. I have always designed and printed my own labels. Until recently, I would use Corel Draw to design my labels in, and then I was printing them on a laser HP printer, and I was buying just blank stickers. I would buy either just plain A4 sheets and print them all on an A4 sheet, or I'd buy the die cut stickers if I knew that I was going to use a lot of that particular shape. Recently, I invested in a brand new printer. It is an Epson TM-C3500. It is not a cheap printer. It is a couple of $1,000s, but it is designed specifically for printing up labels, and I must say it's been one of the best investments I have made. I then also upgraded myself to use the Adobe Illustrator to design all my labels, because it was just easier to actually create the size labels that I wanted to. So that has just made life so much easier. But if you are unable to invest in such a printer as a proper label one, you can quite easily print all of your labels. You can even use things like GIMP, which is a free program to design your labels in. You can even use things like Word Publisher if you're good with that sort of thing to do them, and then just print them up on a standard printer. I generally buy just plain sticker sheets, an A4 sticker sheet, and then I print them up and cut them up myself. That's what I was doing before I actually got this specific label printer. So I'm going to keep getting all these stuck on here. Then I'll start constructing the boxes and putting those conditioners in here. Okay, so there it is. There is my conditioner bars all ready to go. Don't forget you can come and join us over on the Create with Soy and Shea Patreon page at the $5 and above levels, and the recipe is available now. It will stay available on the $5 level up until the end of March 2021 before it moves up into those higher levels. And don't forget, until the end of December, I am also offering the shampoo bar at the $5 level. It is currently, or was currently, only available in the $10 level, and then after December it will be moving back up into those higher levels. Now there is a little bit of a change coming on the Patreon page. Up until the end of this year, all of the recipes that I have issued this year are available at the $10 level. We will be introducing a brand new level in January where older recipes are going to be stored in there, and at the $10 level you'll be able to get access to the past 6 months worth of recipes, and the $5 level will be the last 5 months, and then the new level that is coming up will be all of the past recipes available to everyone that joins. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made the conditioner bar. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below, and until the next video, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you then. Bye.